your style just isn't that good. Usually they look bad. You should most likely fire your stylists. Hey guys, my name is Iver, and today we're doing fashion hot takes. There are definitely a few controversial ones in here, so strap in. Before we start though, I'll ask you to consider subscribing and liking the video as it helps out tremendously, and maybe you want to see more. With that being said, let's jump right into it. We have a spicy one to begin with, and that is that influencers need to stop acting all high and mighty about the environment and about secondhand fashion if they then go on to promote H&M or Zara the next month. I see time and time again that influencers keep wearing Zara, H&M, and other fast fashion brands. I wouldn't mind it that much if it wasn't for the fact that they then preach about how important it is to recycle and how important the environment is and how important it is to buy vintage clothing, then only to go ahead and take H&M's money to do a promotion. You get me? So either get off your high horse and do the promotions that you do and be honest about it, or stop doing the promotions altogether. Runway looks look better with skinny models. I know, this is definitely a hot potato, if you will. I definitely do like inclusivity, and we saw that with Rick Owens' latest collection, which I think was a beautiful thing. But generally speaking, clothes look better on skinny or athletic people. That's just the way it is. It's supposed to be like put on a pedestal and be almost unattainable, if you will. And I think almost all runway looks just look better on skinny people. It's a reason why that's the tradition, if you will. It's a hard goal to reach for many people. And I mean, most people are not skinny, so they will not look like the models do when they get the clothes. But it's supposed to feel like an almost unattainable thing. And it's supposed to look as good as it possibly can. So yeah, runway looks look better on skinny people. Next one is about Y2K. It's over. Let it die. It's been done. You've seen everything at this point. Yes, we can take some elements of it and move forward, but the super like almost violently Y2K, it's over. We've seen it. It's done. Let's move on. The next one is long sleeve shirts are always better than short sleeve shirts. It's not even close to as big of like a problematic thing to say, but I know a lot of you guys love your short sleeve shirts. I'm just not one of you guys at all. I think a cuffed up long sleeve shirt just looks that much better than a short sleeve shirt. Usually the short sleeve shirts, they cut off your arm at a weird point, like right before your elbow mostly. And if it's a shorter short sleeve shirt, like a baby tee sleeve, if you will, on a shirt, that would just look weird. They do look okay actually if they are slimmer in the sleeves and then cuffed up like above your bicep. But apart from that, like the camp color shirts that have like the short sleeves, not for me. You can wear them, I don't care. I don't like them at all. Another very specific one, and that is that puffer jackets are insanely overrated. I get that they keep you warm and everything, but usually they look bad. Like any bomber jacket with the correct fit will look better than pretty much any puffer jacket. I do like some puffer jackets though, like I like the puffer coats, for example, from Rick Owens, or I do like cropped puffers as well, but they're just way overrated. But in the winter, if you need that warmth, opt for a shirling, opt for a wool coat, I don't care, wear a scarf. But the puffer jackets usually don't look that good. Next one is definitely spicy as well. Apart from Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, no one looks good in bucket hats. I mean that. Like, they're so unflattering, generally speaking. Like, any baseball cap, dad hat, or trucker will just look better. More flattering, they will heighten your face instead of rounding it out, if you will. Definitely a comfortable headwear though, but like, wear a hat instead. Either like a classic hat, which is okay, or just wear a cap, like a trucker hat or anything like that. Next one is one of the more controversial ones for sure, and that is that skinny jeans definitely still look sick. Like, I love skinny jeans, but there's a reason why you don't see me wearing it. I don't have the body type for it. So you need to have the body type to wear skinny jeans. You have to have those like Hedi Slimma era skinny legs, and if you do, then skinny jeans look absolutely sick on you still. Pull out the perfect skinny jeans with some Wyatts still, or like some ankle cowboy Cuban heel boots, and you will be ready to go. Like, it's such an iconic look that will never go out of style in my opinion, but you need the body for it. If you have the body for it, rock those skinny jeans. They are absolutely sick on you. Next one is that double-breasted blazers are almost always better than single-breasted ones. They just are so much more flattering on most people. If you're skinny, single-breasted is cool. If you're more athletic or well-built, double-breasted all the way. They just look so good when they're open as well, because all of the fabric that's draping just look so much better than the single-breasted one. A lot less stiff, more flowy, if you will. You know what I mean? They just are better. This one's a fun one. Some of the absolute worst outfits you'll ever see are at Fashion Week. They just are way too overstyled and look costumey, if you will. And usually they're worn by people who they wouldn't dress like that themselves. So it's all inauthentic and ingenuine. It just looks wrong in my opinion. It's like, of course, the absolute worst outfits you'll ever see is probably at a Walmart in the US. Like someone who doesn't care about fashion, but that's not really what I'm talking about here. I mean, like, of the people who care about fashion and are deeply into fashion, the worst outfits you'll see are at Fashion Week. Because again, just way too overstyled, way too much effort put into it, if you will, too pre-planned. It's just too much. A cool everyday look will almost always be better in my opinion. And when it comes to famous people, we have a spicy one, and that is that Bad Bunny is the most overrated person in the world when it comes to style. I have yet to see him look really cool in an outfit. It all just boils down to that it doesn't look like he would wear it himself. He of course has a stylist that knows good brands, good pieces, and good fashion, if you will. But putting that on Bad Bunny, who doesn't really look like a person who would be into fashion at all, in my opinion, it just looks wrong. He never looks authentic. Like, I don't know, man, way too overrated. If Bad Bunny is your style icon, I don't know what to tell you. His stylist might have some good ideas, but it's she or he is putting it on the wrong person, in my opinion. Next one is about the whole like boxer shorts showing trend. I don't like it. It's way too played out. I mean, if you are wearing a simple outfit, sure, a little bit of boxer shorts showing could be cool, but people are taking it way too far. People are starting to tuck things into the boxers, which then are showing over the pants, which I just think is too much. Like, I get what you're trying to do. It's like an interesting layering, if you will. I don't know what people see in it. I don't find it cool at all. That's why I don't see me wearing that. It just looks weird. It might be nostalgic to some people, but again, don't overdo it. Like, a little bit of it for sure is fine. Don't overdo it. It looks costumey. It looks like a gimmick. The next one is probably the biggest fashion sin in my opinion, and that is that if you buy pieces of clothing like archive fashion or high-end designer stuff only to wear it the once and post it on Instagram and then only to sell it, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're corny. That's so dumb. There's nothing cooler than having a wardrobe full of grails but actually wearing them. You don't need to show off on Instagram all of the different pieces. I'm definitely much more impressed if you show me that you can style the same pieces in different ways. There's so much more charm to your personal style then, and it'll be so much more authentic to you. Graphics on clothing are almost always worse than no graphics. I'm saying this as a graphic designer. Most of the graphics you find on clothing, the piece would look better without it. If it's a graphic heavy piece, most likely the quality is not that good. You're most likely just buying the piece to be a walking billboard, if you will. There are definitely cool graphics out there, don't get me wrong. For example, you might have seen my Helmut Lang shirt. I love the graphics on that, but the quality is still good. The shape is still well thought out. Yohji Yamamoto has some good graphics, but you don't see the quality lacking on those pieces. The next one is definitely controversial, and that is that most celebrity stylists should be fired. One thing is like a bad look, like we have enough of those. Of course, they are not doing a good enough job in my opinion. And for sure, take a risk, but like there are a lot of risks, if you will, that just are bad decisions. Also, back to what we spoke about earlier when it comes to like Bad Bunny, for example, make sure that the pieces you're putting on your client look authentic. It has to be something they would wear on their own or it just looks wrong. Great examples of people with actual authentic style with stylists would be Harry Styles, the guy from The Bear, Doja Cat. You can see that they dress the way they would actually dress themselves. Maybe a little bit more elevated for sure. That's what a stylist does. But like, it's still them. And that's so insanely important for good style, or else they'll just look like another celebrity trying to fit in with like how popular fashion is at the moment, you know? So if you're watching this, celebrities, you should most likely fire your stylists. Rick Owens' runway looks are not for everyone. I'm saying this myself as well. I don't wear full runway show look Rick Owens. Nowadays you see a lot of people on Instagram and outside of Rick Owens shows or just at Fashion Week in general dressing in full Rick Owens, and it looks inauthentic on most of them. There are definitely a few exceptions of people who look good in full runway Rick Owens looks. Tyrone, for example. He does design for Rick Owens, but it looks authentic on him. And yeah, there's only a small percentage of people who actually look authentic in full extreme runway show Rick Owens looks. A lot of people can definitely wear Rick Owens, like ready to wear stuff that's a little toned down. That's usually what I wear myself, as I think that works with my style. But you would never see me in like a full Rick Owens dress with kiss heels and like the shoulders and whatever, because it wouldn't be me. But nowadays you even see like NBA stars going to Fashion Week wearing full runway Rick Owens, and it just looks so dumb. Of course they would not dress like that themselves authentically. It just, I don't know how it happened. I don't know how we got here, but it happened and I wanted to stop because it looks wrong. It just feels wrong, if you will. The next one is the second to last one actually, and that is that there is no such thing as wearing a piece too much. Unless it's dirty, by the way, that doesn't count. Wash your clothing. But wearing a piece a lot is just absolutely sick. Wearing a piece of clothing so much that people recognize that piece and going like, ah, that's an Ivory thing to wear. That is the coolest thing in the world to me. Like, the other day I got a comment going like, oh, you're wearing those pants a bit much. I'm like, no, I paid way too much money only to wear them a few times on Instagram. It's like what we spoke about earlier. I wear my clothing. I've built a wardrobe that I'm very happy with, pieces that feel very much me. I'm gonna wear them, of course. Like, and if you fault me for that, sure, you do you, but there is no such thing as wearing something too much. And the last one is a good one as well, and that is that spring summer is so much better for dressing than fall winter. People always talk about the layers, right? You have more pieces of clothing on you during winter, but if you then get to summer and you can't get a fit off, if you will, you're just not good at dressing well. Your style just isn't that good. You definitely need to be able to dress during summer to even say you have good style, in my opinion. Even if it is just a shorts and a t-shirt, shorts and a shirt, those outfits can still be some of the coolest outfits I know of. They just have to be right. That's the thing. And in my opinion, I love effortlessness, like you might have noticed, you know? So a simple outfit consisting of just like the perfect pants, the perfect flowy shirt, and some really cool boots, and just the exactly right amount of accessories, perfect sunglasses, your hair is on point, like that's perfection in my opinion. In winter, you just lean on wearing so many clothes that all of the layers kind of distract you from the fact that the fit is not even that good, in my opinion. Anyways, those were all of the hot takes for today. Tell me if you guys want a part 2, because I can definitely say more controversial stuff, that's for sure. We can stay here the whole day and talk about stuff that I don't like within fashion. Stuff we like as well. We could do that, like not hot takes, if you will. But anyways, have a great rest of the day, and thanks for watching.